Hello and welcome to Firefighting in Canada this week. It's Friday, November 6, 2015. Today's edition is brought to you by First Alert, Canada's most trusted and reliable fire safety equipment company. I'm Tamar Atik, and here are the top stories. The Canadian Association of Fire Chiefs is working with the International Association of Firefighters on a mental wellness initiative. A Manitoba court judge is recommending all First Nations have 911 service and coordinated firefighter training. And a Saskatchewan union wants an independent review into how the province handled wildfires this past summer. And now to our top story. The Canadian Association of Fire Chiefs and the International Association of Firefighters have teamed up to address gaps in mental health support for Canadian firefighters. The two associations began discussions about an aligned initiative in September. Representatives from the Council of Canadian Fire Marshals and Fire Commissioners and the Mental Health Commission of Canada were also at the table. CAFC Executive Director John Paul Cody Cox told Firefighting in Canada the goal is to determine how a national organization can contribute to mental wellness through education campaigns, research, and advocacy. The partners hope to announce an action plan next year. Chief associations in Ontario and British Columbia both passed resolutions to implement mental health strategies earlier this year. A Manitoba court judge released Wednesday a final report from an inquest into the deaths of 3 children and a grandfather from 2 house fires on northern Manitoba reserves in 2011. In her report, Judge Tracy Lord recommends that all First Nation communities have a 911 service. Other recommendations include coordinated firefighting training, greater focus on fire safety inspections, and a remodel of the funding for fire protection on First Nations. The inquest into the deaths in St. Teresa Point and God's Lake Narrows found both communities were unprepared to respond to the fires. The Saskatchewan Government and General Employees Union is calling for a third-party review into last summer's wildfire response. According to the Canadian press, the union says the government put families at risk because of cuts to funding and staff and questionable resource management. About 13,000 people were evacuated because of the wildfires. The province said earlier this month it wants feedback on the wildfire response and plans to review its operations. Premier Brad Wall thanked firefighters for their efforts at a reception held at the Legislature on Monday. Firefighting in Canada's November issue is the annual apparatus showcase, and the cover story is all about buying trucks. Assistant editor Maria Church joins us with more. Hi, Maria.
Hi, Tamar. This story came about after we heard from members of a small volunteer department in Nova Scotia who had a bad apparatus buying experience. A refurbished tanker they purchased from out of province arrived at their station unfit for the road. I spoke with several experts, including chief officers and manufacturers Fort Garry fire trucks and dependable emergency vehicles, to find out what departments should and should not do when it comes to buying an apparatus. I heard a lot of good advice and boiled it down to some key points, such as talking to other departments, working closely with manufacturers, laying out inspection requirements, and holding back payment. Get all the details in our November issue, available online shortly.
Thanks, Maria. That's our show for now from Annex Business Media's Niche TV newsroom. Thank you to our sponsor, First Alert, Canada's most trusted and reliable fire safety equipment company. And a reminder about an upcoming webinar on drones and UAVs happening on November 10 at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. You can find more news about Canadian firefighting online at firefightingincanada.com or subscribe to the magazine and have a copy delivered to you. On behalf of all of us here at Niche TV, thanks for watching.